Hello, am I audible?
Assalamualaikum, sir.
हाँ, मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है सबको?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let us start. Last time, if you remember, we were recollecting some of the basic results of rings and ring homomorphisms. In this lecture, we are also going to do the same. We will recollect some of the basic results you already know. So first is the the notion of an ideal in a ring. सीआर, आप जो है ना स्टूडेंट्स को बोलो थोड़ा ये जल्दी जल्दी ज्वाइन किया करें, है ना? इट टेक्स लॉट ऑफ टाइम। ये तो 40 मिनट्स की क्लास है सिर्फ, और इसमें आप अगर 10 मिनट 15 मिनट आप ज्वाइन करने में लगा दोगे तो फिर ओके।
Okay, sir.
हाँ, और बाद में जब क्लास शुरू हो जाती है तो ज्वाइन करते हैं, फिर बार बार मुझे वहाँ से इनको अलो करना पड़ता है, उससे थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब होता है। सो आइडियल, आइडियल, ओके। सो आइडियल, आइडियल इन ए रिंग। We will not talk of left or right ideals because the ring is commutative, so simply ideal. So a non-empty subset, a non-empty a non-empty subset I of a ring a non-empty subset I of a ring A is is called an ideal, written as written I ideal in A if you have these conditions for I. First, x minus y belongs to I, and secondly, so this is true for all x and y in I. X minus y belongs to I for all x and y belongs to I, and secondly you have x a belongs to I for all x belongs to I, a belongs to a. So this is the definition of an ideal in a ring. Okay, so actually the first condition says that, so first says that I I is I is an additive I is an additive subgroup of A। जो पहली कंडीशन है उससे हमें मिल रहा है कि I is an additive subgroup of A। So this condition that for all x and y in I, x minus y belongs to I, it says that I is an additive subgroup of A. So once I is a subgroup of A and A is an abelian group, so since A under addition is an abelian group by definition of the ring. So therefore this I is a normal subgroup. I is a normal subgroup. I is a normal subgroup of A. हाँ, किसी की आवाज़ बैकग्राउंड में आ रही है मुझे, प्लीज़ आप म्यूट कर दें. So I is a normal this I is a normal subgroup of A. So once I is a normal subgroup of A, we know that we can form the quotient group. So we can form we can form the quotient group, the quotient group A mod I. Quotient group, which one? Quotient group A mod I, or A over I. It is what? It is the set of all cosets of I in A. So it is a collection I plus A such that A is in A. Okay, so this is a group. It is actually quotient group, the group of cosets of I. The group of cosets of I in A. In A. So we have the quotient group, this A over I. Now this A over also be given a ring structure by defining a multiplication in a suitable way. So how first we will know what is the addition on A. What is the addition on this A over I with respect to which it is a group? In fact, it is this one. With addition defined by, how do we define the addition? For any A and B in A, if you take two cosets I plus A and then another coset and add them, I plus A plus I plus B, how do we define it? It is equal to I
plus
plus
A plus
A plus B. This is how we define the addition of the cosets. So this A over I with respect to this addition is a group. It is called the quotient group. Okay, quotient group. Okay, now you can define a suitable multiplication so that it becomes a ring. So further, this A over I forms a ring by defining the multiplication as for any A and B in A, you define this I plus A multiplication I plus B. Similarly, as in the case of addition, okay, you can just define it in this fashion, I plus AB. Okay, so this is a coset because AB belongs to A, है ना, आपके पास है A belongs to A, B belongs to A, so the product AB belongs to A. So this is again a coset of I in A. Okay, so this is how we define the multiplication. And this multiplication verification of ring axioms is easy, but just you need to ensure that this multiplication is well defined. Okay, because it involves the equivalence classes, so cosets are actually equivalence classes, so just you ensure that this multiplication is independent of the representatives of the cosets or equivalence classes. So this is a well defined multiplication. This is a well defined multiplication on A over I. For if, suppose well defined means it is well defined as a map, because multiplication is actually a binary operation, so it is a map. So it is a map. Okay, this multiplication is a map actually from A over I cross A over I to A over I. It is a mapping. It's a binary operation. So it's well defined as a map. Means two elements are same, so their images should be same here. So for if you have I plus A comma I plus B is same as I plus say A dash comma I plus B dash, it implies that I plus A is same as I plus A dash and I plus B is same as I plus B dash. Okay, and this says that A minus A dash belongs to I and B minus B dash belongs to I. Okay, now what do we want to show? What is its, ये जो एलिमेंट है इसकी इमेज क्या है? इन दोनों का प्रोडक्ट है एक्चुअली, है ना? क्योंकि हम यहाँ पे दो एलिमेंट पिक, कोई पेयर यहाँ पिक कर रहे हैं. जैसे ये एलिमेंट आपने लिया आई प्लस ए कामा आई प्लस बी, इसकी इमेज वहाँ पे क्या है? इन दोनों का प्रोडक्ट है जो हमने डिफाइन किया एक्चुअली, ये है आई प्लस ए into the multiplication I plus B, which is actually by definition I plus AB. इसी तरह आपके पास जो दूसरा एलिमेंट आपने पिक किया I प्लस दूसरा रिप्रेजेंटेटिव I प्लस ए डैश कामा I प्लस बी डैश, इसकी इमेज है आपके पास I प्लस ए डैश बी डैश. तो अब हमने इन दोनों को सेम माना है, सो यू मस्ट गेट, फॉर वेल डिफाइंडनेस यू मस्ट गेट दैट I plus AB should be same as I plus A dash B dash. This is what you get, you want to get. So in order to get this, I just calculate this one. So I want this one, AB minus A dash B dash, this product. If this belongs to I, then I will get it. So this AB minus A dash B dash, I can write it as AB minus AB dash plus AB dash माइनस ए डैश बी डैश. एक बार इसको ऐड किया, एक बार सब्ट्रैक्ट कर लिया मैंने. नाउ आई विल अप्लाई द डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिव लॉ ऑफ द रिंग. आई कैन राइट इट एज ए इंटू दिस बी माइनस बी डैश प्लस ए माइनस ए डैश इंटू बी डैश. ठीक है, तो ये आप देखें, आप a माइनस ए डैश तो i में है, b माइनस बी डैश भी आपका i में है, और i आइडियल है, सो a टाइम्स b माइनस बी डैश and b dash times a minus a dash, they are in I. Okay, so therefore the sum is in I, so it belongs to I. Actually, it belongs to I. So therefore I get that ab minus a dash b dash belongs to I. So therefore it says that I plus ab is same as I plus a dash b dash. So as required, as required. So this multiplication is well defined. Now verification of ring axioms is an exercise for you. So exercise I am leaving for you. Verify the axioms of ring for a over I. Okay. So thus once you verify these axioms, so it becomes a ring. Thus a over I is a ring called the quotient ring, okay, called the quotient ring of A by the ideal I. Clear? Now once this is a ring, you can think of having a homomorphism from this A to A over I, and there is a well known homomorphism, a natural homomorphism in fact. What is that? So the mapping phi from A to A over I, how do we define? Defined by phi of any x equals I plus x. Okay, any element goes to its coset. So it is clearly a surjective, it is actually a surjective ring homomorphism. Surjective ring homomorphism. It is a surjective ring homomorphism. Okay, and it is actually called as the natural map. Called the natural homomorphism or natural map. This is a surjective ring homomorphism. And what is the kernel of this homomorphism? Whose kernel is, what is kernel of phi? It is I actually, है ना? Kernel of phi is what? Kernel of phi by definition, it is those x in A such that I plus x is I. Okay, so it is those x in A such that those x is in I. This is in I. X in A such that x is in I. Okay, and this is what? This is I. This is I. So kernel of phi is I. So what we can say from here is that all ideals are kernels of a ring, kernel of ring homomorphisms. So thus, because this quotient ring can be constructed for any ideal, कोई भी आइडियल ले लो तो उससे आप कोशेंट रिंग कंस्ट्रक्ट कर सकते हो. तो जब आप कोशेंट रिंग कंस्ट्रक्ट कर सकते हो तो आपको ये फाई भी मिल जाएगी. किसी भी आइडियल आई के लिए आपको फाई मिल रही है, ठीक है, और आई उसका कर्नल है. तो आप कह सकते हैं 10 ऑल आइडियल्स और कर्नल्स ऑफ रिंग होमोमॉर्फिज्म्स. कर्नल्स ऑफ कोई भी आइडियल है वो कर्नल ऑफ रिंग होमोमॉर्फिज्म होगा. वही होमोमॉर्फिज्म जो कि आपने उस रिंग से उसके क्वोशिएंट रिंग पे डिफाइन की. So thus all ideals are kernels of ring homomorphisms. Homomorphisms. कोई भी आइडियल लिया आपने वो कर्नल ऑफ रिंग होमोमॉर्फिज्म बन रहा है. और इसका कन्वर्स भी ट्रू है. कन्वर्स मींस कर्नल ऑफ फाई हमेशा आइडियल होता है. कन्वर्स ऑफ दिस इज आल्सो ट्रू. कन्वर्स ऑफ दिस is also true. What is converse? That is kernel of a homomorphism. Kernel of a ring homomorphism is always an ideal of A. ठीक है, अगर आपके पास कोई होमोमॉर्फिज्म है f from A to B where A and B are rings, so kernel of phi is always an ideal in A. This is a straightforward exercise for you. Kernel of phi is always an ideal. Okay, and we have just seen that ideals are always kernels. Ideals are always kernels. So you can just combine these two statements and get this one. Okay, so this is, you can call it as a proposition or fact by combining these two. You can say that kernels of ring homomorphisms kernels of ring homomorphisms with domain A are precisely ideals of A, or precisely ideals of A. Okay, so this is a nice thing about ring homomorphisms. So once you have this notion of quotient ring and ideals, and so you might be knowing the isomorphism theorems or isomorphism theorems for ring homomorphisms, rings. And first one is, we also call it as a fundamental theorem, homomorphisms. So what is this theorem? What does this theorem say? So fundamental theorem of homomorphism for rings. So it says that if f from A to B is a ring homomorphism, with kernel I and image say C and image C, then A over I, the quotient ring, is isomorphic to C. Okay, so this is actually fundamental theorem or first isomorphism theorem. There is one more theorem. So I will not write the proof of these theorems because you already know, just I am reminding you. So this is an exercise if you want to do. And other theorem, well-known theorem we will be using maybe in future, that is actually the lattice isomorphism theorem, or correspondence theorem sometimes we call. So correspondence theorem, do you know this? पता है भाई आपको ये?
No, sir.
हाँ. It says that, so I will not write the proof I will leave for you to verify. So it says that let I be an ideal of A, okay, and phi from A to the quotient ring A over I with the natural map, with the natural homomorphism or natural map, then first, so what are the ideals we are looking? अगर आपका I A का आइडियल है तो हमारा क्वेश्चन राइज हो रहा है कि इसके आइडियल्स किस फॉर्म के होंगे, क्वोशिएंट रिंग के आइडियल्स किस टाइप के होंगे, ठीक है? सो दिस सेज दैट, फर्स्ट पार्ट सेज दैट ideals J tilde, if you take any ideal J tilde of A over I, so it will be of the form, so ideal J tilde of A over I have the form तो क्वोशिएंट रिंग के आइडियल्स किस फॉर्म के होंगे? इफ यू टेक एनी आइडियल J tilde of A over I, it has the form this one, it is of the form J over I. J over I क्या हो गया? J over I ये सेट हो गया आपका I plus J such that J belongs to J, ठीक है? तो ये J tilde इस फॉर्म का हो गया है, J tilde is this form where 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 J is an ideal of I, ideal of A containing I. So for some ideal J of A such that I is contained in J, I is contained in J, ठीक है? सो रिमेंबर दिस, ये जो क्वोशिएंट रिंग है, अगर आपके पास कोई भी आइडियल है, आपके पास आई कोई भी आइडियल है ए का, आपने क्वोशिएंट रिंग कंस्ट्रक्ट किया, ठीक है? इस फाई को आप भूल जाएं, इसको हम यहाँ यूज नहीं करेंगे, ये तो हमेशा होगा। सो इसको आप हटा भी सकते हैं, आप इसको ऐसे रीड करो, लेट आई बी एन आइडियल ऑफ ए, देन तो क्वोशिएंट रिंग के आइडियल्स किस फॉर्म के होंगे? आइडियल्स J tilde of A by A have this form J over I, where J is an ideal of A containing I. Okay, and what is the second part? Second part says that there is an inclusion preserving bijection. There is an inclusion preserving bijection between ideals of A by I and ideals of A कंटेनिंग आई, ठीक है? आपको एक बाइजेक्शन मिलेगी जो कि इंक्लूजन को प्रिजर्व करेगी, कहां से कहां तक? आइडियल्स ऑफ ए बाई आई एंड आइडियल्स ऑफ ए कंटेनिंग आई, ठीक है? मान लो मैं ये सेट लेता हूं, ये सेट में लेता हूं, दिस सेट इज, इसको कुछ मैं कैलीग्राफिक ए का नाम दे रहा हूं, दिस सेट आइडियल्स ऑफ ए ओवर आई, ये सेट है आइडियल्स ऑफ ए ओवर आई। ओके, और दूसरा सेट में लेता हूं कुछ ये से, दिस वन, दिस इज व्हाट आइडियल्स ऑफ ए कंटेनिंग आई। ठीक है, तो यहां से यहां आपको एक मैप मिलेगी कुछ, कॉल इट एफ, विच इज इंक्लूजन प्रिजर्विंग एंड विच इज बाइजेक्शन। कैसे मिलेगी वो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड है, क्योंकि अभी हमने देखा फर्स्ट पार्ट से कि आइडियल्स ऑफ ए ओवर आई आपके किस, आइडियल्स ऑफ ए ओवर आई आपके इस फॉर्म के हैं, जे ओवर आई फॉर्म के। ठीक है, वेयर जे इज सम आइडियल ऑफ ए कंटेनिंग आई। तो कोई भी आप जे टिल्डा ले लोगे यहाँ, जे टिल्डा तो जे ओवर आई फॉर्म का होगा। ठीक है, वेयर जे इज एन आइडियल ऑफ ए कंटेनिंग आई, तो इस जे टिल्डा को आप सीधा यहाँ जे पे मैप कर देंगे। ठीक है, so f of j tilde equals j, because j is an ideal of a containing I, so j belongs to this set, calligraphic b। भाई आपको समझ में आ रहा है ये? यस, हाँ। तो आपके लिए अब मैं छोड़ता हूँ एक्सरसाइज, वेरीफाई करो कि ये मैप जे टिल्डा जो है वो बाइजेक्शन है। ये मैप एफ जो मैंने अभी डिफाइन किया, फर्स्ट एफ इज ए बाइजेक्शन। ठीक है, ये आपकी एक्सरसाइज है आज। पहले तो आपको शो करना है कि एफ बाइजेक्शन है ये मैप, और दूसरा क्या शो करना है, ये इंक्लूजन प्रिजर्व करता है। मतलब अगर दो आइडियल्स का यहाँ कंटेनमेंट है तो उनकी इमेजेस का कंटेनमेंट यहाँ पे होना चाहिए। ठीक है, मींस इंक्लूजन प्रिजर्विंग का मतलब क्या हो गया, अगर आपके पास जे वन टिल्डा कंटेन्ड है किस में से, जे टू टिल्डा में, so it should imply that f of j1 tilde should be contained in f of j2 tilde. This is the meaning of inclusion preserving, or in other words it should say that j1 is contained in j2, क्योंकि आपने j f of j1 f of j tilde जो है वो आपने j डिफाइन किया है, so it should imply that j1 is contained in j2. Is it clear? So I think, I hope you will verify these two facts, that so the proof of these two theorems is an exercise for you. So you verify these two. So write the proof of these two theorems. Okay. So we will be using these theorems. Now we have the notions of these zero divisors, nilpotent elements, and units in a ring. So we will like to discuss these one also. So zero divisors, nilpotent elements, and units, and तो जीरो डिवाइजर तो आपको पता है ना क्या होता है जीरो डिवाइजर। सो let A be a ring, let A be a ring, and say X is a member of A, so we call X a zero divisor if zero divisor means you can divide it by zero. Okay, you can get some non-zero element y in A such that the product of x and y is zero. So if there exists y not equal to 0 in A such that the product xy is 0. Okay, so this is the meaning of a zero divisor. Now examples. 0 is always a zero divisor in a ring. Okay, 0 is always a zero divisor in A, क्योंकि किसी भी, because 0 time 0 of A is always 0 for all A not equal to 0 in A. So 0 is always a zero divisor in any ring. So whenever I will talk of zero divisor, I will mean a non-zero zero divisor. Okay. For example, you see this. 2 is a zero divisor. 2 is a zero divisor in, if you take, say for example, Z14 you are taking. Z14 means the ring of addition and multiplication modulo 14. तो ये कैसे है जीरो डिवाइजर?
Because 2 into 7.
हाँ, so as 7 not equal to 0 in Z14, as there exists 7 not equal to 0 in Z14, such that 2 times 7, which is 14, which is 0. Okay, and if you take 5 and 7, they are zero divisors. They are zero divisors in, if you take for example Z35, Z35 में 5 और 7 दोनों जीरो डिवाइजर्स हैं, दोनों जीरो को डिवाइड करते हैं, because 5 times 7 is 35 and which is 0. So 5 and 7 both are zero divisors in Z35. और ऐसा रिंग, a non-zero ring in which 0 is the only zero divisor, because हमने देखा कि 0 हमेशा ही zero divisor होता है. ऐसा रिंग जिसमें कोई भी नॉन जीरो जीरो डिवाइजर ना हो उसको क्या बोलते हैं?